There's no fraud and it's all been investigated. That's just not true.
It's not what I said, sir. I said the Department of Justice found no evidence. Let me finish my point.
No, you said
something that was not true.
You say we're all liars. You're just simply saying we're all liars. And
I said it was a lie that the election was stolen.
Premise that you're right and we're wrong. Well, let's talk about the specifics of it. In Wisconsin, tens of thousands of absentee votes had only the name on them and no address. Historically, those were thrown out. This time they weren't. They made special accommodations because they said, oh, it's a pandemic, and people forgot what their address was. So they changed the law after the fact. That is wrong. That's unconstitutional. And I plan on spending the next 2 years going around state to state and fixing these problems. And I won't be cowed by liberals in the media who say, there's no evidence here and you're a liar if you talk about election fraud. No, let's have an open debate. It's a free country.
There's no widespread evidence of election fraud that overcame the result.
Pause it right there. Now that one's a little bit more obvious, isn't it? So what's here? Very specific example in Wisconsin where there were no addresses on the mail-in ballots, and normally that would lead to them being thrown out. This case, it wasn't because of the pandemic, and there's no reason why the pandemic would make people not know what their address is. So and Rand Paul, to his credit, I mean, I really admire that he said this. He's like, no, we're going to have an open and honest conversation about this. I don't care if some liberal's going to try to bully me. And then, he says this is a free country, which I don't know how much Rand Paul's checked the country lately. We're not actually that free, but I really like what he did there. And what does George Stephanopoulos respond immediately? There's been no widespread evidence of voter fraud. They fall right back to their talking points, and when they cannot deal with the specific example that you just gave to them.
But isn't it great? You're a journalist, and hey, look, there's a prominent Republican senator who just gave you some evidence. So
seems
I
like
guess
a story.
You better change the reporting here.
Right. Yeah, it seems like if you were a real journalist, you'd go, that's an interesting story. Maybe we'll send a guy out on that, But that's not the role at all. It's like, no. We've already made up our minds. We've already determined. Now everybody repeat in unison, there was no evidence of widespread fraud, No,
so this is the propaganda machine, is that, they have their talking points and slogans. They did not even want to get stuck in this conversation or give airwaves to Rand Paul to be able to make these claims. So now they have to immediately circle it back to Trump lying. There is no evidence, so that if you're at home watching this, there's still the strict talking point where you walk away and go, oh, I guess just Rand Paul's lying.